Climate change. Jane Goodall says window of time to slow climate change is closing, but people can't give up hope.
Here's a summary of the article.
Speaking to the AM show on Wednesday morning from her childhood home, Goodall, 87, says the world must hold out hope if we are to win the war against the climate crisis, and to do that, people must keep believing that what they do is making a difference. If we lose hope, we're doomed. If you don't have hope, if you don't believe that what you do is making a difference, if you don't believe that what other people are doing is making a difference, why bother? Let's give up. Eat, drink and be merry for tomorrow we die, she said. Goodall says her definition of hope is not viewing the world through rose-tinted spectacles, but as having a vision, and taking action to make that vision a reality. We have to work out what we can do since we are here, and are likely to be here as long as we take action now. There's a window of time where we can choose to do actions that will slow down climate change. That window is closing. We have to take action now. If you don't have hope, you give up. You become apathetic, you do nothing. Delegates from more than 200 countries are attending the 12-day summit, which aims to accelerate action towards the goals of the 2015 Paris Agreement and the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. Inside COP there are just politicians and people in power pretending to take our future seriously, pretending to take the present seriously of the people who are being affected already today by the climate crisis. When asked if world leaders are the people we need to be holding accountable for reversing the effects of climate change, Goodall said it depends on the country.
This post received a score of 2,100, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Till Jane Goodall is still alive. Just thought the same.
Sucks to say, but I don't believe we will be able to do anything large-scale enough to actually reverse it. We're fucked because of politics.
I think that we can, but the reality is that we won't.
That's actually a better way to sum it up.
Yeah, and we won't because 20% of us consume 80% of the resources and 80% consume only 20%. The former is very unwilling to lower their consumption and the latter is very unwilling to stay stagnant. I have lost all hope for any solutions, because I believe a solution would have to address and solve the gross inequality. And that seems difficult.
Time for another red revolution? Okay, I hope that the people actually in charge will take charge in climate policy.
People in charge in most countries are just front men for big companies.
When will environmentalists say, the window has closed? Give up hope.
Hope isn't going to get us anywhere. Rage might. We need to block the entrances to every fossil fuel business with peaceful protesters, barricades, spike strips, and any other obstacle we can think of. If we disrupt the profits of the fossil fuel industry, politicians will finally pay attention to climate change. We need to force them to care, because right now they're being bribed not to care.
Peaceful protest only works when the world is paying attention. When the media ignores protests and demonstrations, violence is the only way forward. It's regrettable, but a fact.
I think being hopeless is the only thing that makes me able to withstand the knowledge that we are on the way to major destruction. Seeing my fellow citizens choosing year after year to fight against any meaningful action that could improve the situation would be so destructive if I wasn't hopeless. Being hopeful is a sure way of being crushed every time you see how people around you act.
Hope is for those still not 100% mentally destroyed already.
The frustrating thing is that we always knew exactly what we needed to do to curtail the worst of climate change, but we didn't do those things because some people's pocketbooks would have taken a hit. Yes, but there are still things we can do to minimize the damage. 2 degrees is way better than 3, which is way better than 4. It is not a pass-fail situation but a spectrum.
I doubt that any democracy could actually implement the necessary changes required. Even if you got in a government that was serious about the kind of reduction in consumerism necessary, they would just lose the next election when people found out they couldn't get strawberries in January anymore. No, the time for prevention has passed. It is now time for those counties that can to prepare for the hard time ahead.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.